Hi friends, so today we're going to start with what's called critical response protocol. Now there are no wrong answers to this. You're going to put your answers into the discussion below and we are going to go over them one by one. There are 5 questions and you might repeat your answer for some of these. However, not all of them probably have the same answer. All right, so the first question you have is, what do you notice? Maybe you notice there's 2 people. Maybe you notice they're on a farm, the things they wear, what's behind them, what they look like. Any of those are pretty acceptable answers for this. Next, the question is, what does this remind you of? Does it remind you of your family? Does it remind you of a certain time? Does it remind you of certain people? What does this remind you of? Third question is, how does this make you feel? Does it make you feel frightened? Does it make you feel sad? Does it make you feel confused? Next question is, what questions do you have? Do you wonder where they live? Do you wonder who they are? Do you wonder the name of this painting? Do you wonder why somebody made this? And that actually brings us to our last question. Why do you think this was made? Do you think this was made to tell people about this way of life? Do you think this was made to tell people about these 2 individuals? Do you think this was made to tell people about what it was like to be these people or live like this? Why do you think that was made? So I'm going to go over the questions one more time for you guys to write down your answers for them. Remember, there are no wrong answers. The first question is, what do you notice? Second question is, what does this remind you of? Third question is, how does this make you feel? Fourth question is, what questions do you have? And fifth is, why do you think this was made? Put them in the discussion below for Schoology, and I hope I get to see you all soon. Bye, friends. Hi friends, so yesterday we were discussing some questions about this couple right here and what painting and why maybe this was made. So I'm going to answer some of those questions for you, not the ones that were more personal, but maybe the ones that are more broad. So this painting is actually called American Gothic, and it is by a man called Grant Wood. Now, Grant Wood, he was born in Iowa, and he was really well known for making lots of big pictures about what life was like as a person who lived in Iowa. And this was during the time when not a lot of people knew about the Midwest, and really all there was not towns, not cities like we live in, but just farmland, right? So he was really well known for just painting pictures of what life was like. Now, he made American Gothic in the early 1900s, and it was one of his most well-known artworks because it really showed what the people were like there. Now, people aren't like that here anymore, right? But that's what it was like at the time, and it created a lot of tourism in order for people to come in. Now, a really cool thing about American Gothic is he actually used real people in order to paint. So here are the 2 people he based his art on. This is actually his dentist, and this isn't his dentist's wife, this is actually his sister. So people who who were not married, who were not in a relationship, he painted them as a couple to kind of show the average kind of people, right? So his dentist wasn't a farmer, he just was a dentist and he wanted to paint him. And that kind of really showed people what life was like for them. Now, today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make what's called an American Gothic parody. I'm sure you're already looking at the screen and just kind of laughing just by these couple of pictures right in the front. Now, American Gothic, it made a parody, and parodies can be things that kind of make fun of other things, but they can also be a way to revere them or be happy that somebody made something this cool, right? So a lot of people have used American Gothic as a way to show what America is like. So they did an American Quarantine, right? With people wearing the masks, the toilet paper, Lysol, things that like happened this year. It also could be, look at that. It's Homer Simpson, Marge. It could be Barbie and Ken. It could be Minions, right? The thing about this is that there's lots of different ways and lots of different ways how people might think that. This is Beetlejuice. It's one of the things here. And lots of times, a lot of people really like the cartoon characters to go with it, right? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pick a parody that's appropriate for school. Some of these might not be appropriate for school, but we're not going to talk about those, okay? What I want you to do is I want to have you pick a favorite parody. Now, this parody might be SpongeBob. It might be Marge and Homer. It might be Ken and Barbie, the Minions. Maybe you want it to be about quarantine, right? Or McDonald's. Any of those things, and make it your own. What if you wanted to do Mario? Maybe Mario's your favorite. You can do a Mario version of it. You can have yours be your very own. Now, what if you're looking through this and you're like, I don't like any of these? That's okay. You can use something else. Let's say that your favorite TV show is, I'm trying to think right now. Maybe you want Finn and Jake in there because you really like Adventure Time. So maybe your two figures are going to be Finn and Jake, and maybe in the background you'll have Princess Bubblegum's Kingdom. So the Candy Kingdom, that's it. So if you don't want to have yours be similar to what you actually saw, that's okay. You can make your very own. I'm totally fine with that. So what I want you to do in this discussion today is I want you to post maybe one of your favorite American Gothic parodies. That's something that you can do for school, right? And then what I want you to do is maybe you want to show me how you want to change it, right? And these are really cool ones that kids your age have actually done before, right? So I want you to have two figures that you're going to have. So it might be Miss Piggy and Kermit. It might be Kylo Ren and Rey. It could be any of those. Maybe it's Simba and Nala, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick a background. What's the background going to be? Is it going to be a house? Is it going to be something different? Just to kind of show you how even far you can go with this, I made one that was cats. So I had two cats, and then I had a cat tree in the background, right? So you don't have to have yours be like everything else's. So show me what your favorite kind of design is, and then draw, not draw yet, but show me what your favorite design is, and tell me what you are going to draw. Sound good? I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope I get to see you all soon. Bye, friends. Hi, friends. So yesterday we were talking about American Gothic, and we were looking at the different parodies, and you guys should have chosen two figures, which would have been two people to draw, as well as a background, which is something that is behind them, right? So I decided to do cats and then a cat tree in the background. You might have done Finn and Jake with the Candy Kingdom behind them. You might have done Mario and Luigi with Princess Peach's castle. Maybe you decided that you wanted to do two of your favorite characters from an anime and where they live. Anything, okay? Now, here's what you're going to do today. You are going to draw your two figures, and then you're going to draw the background behind them. Now, I have this pretty big paper here, and the fun thing about this is nobody's is going to look alike at all. You might have two figures, but your figures aren't going to be the same as somebody else's, and your background might not even be the same as everybody else's. So I decided I'm not going to draw what we're going to do today. Instead, I'm going to show you guys that with this paper, this is a big paper that I drew on. Obviously, you guys probably don't have this big paper. You might have what I have in front of me, which is a small little sketchbook. You can draw your entire paper off their sketchbook, or you can use your iPad and draw with that sketchbook there. All I want you to do is I want you to draw your two figures and your background. You do not need to color it in today. So all you need to do today is draw your two figures and your background. Do not color it in today. Sounds good? Upload whatever you have onto Schoology and we will be okay there. Sounds good? Bye friends, I hope you're doing a good you're having a good day rather, and you're doing a good job in general. And I hope to get to see you all soon. Bye friends. Hi friends, so we are just about done with this. You're gonna start coloring your picture in today. And remember, we're all about to do craftsmanship. We worked on that a little bit with our skateboards, but we really have to make sure that there are no white spots and that everything is colored in. If you see with my picture, I made sure that everything was colored in here. I did not have any white spaces at all. Maybe just a little one right there, but nothing else, right? Because our biggest thing is we're working on our craftsmanship. As 5th and 4th graders, we should all have great craftsmanship. There should not be any white spaces, and there should not be any spaces outside of where we color at all. So I need you guys to make sure that you color every single thing in. And that includes your figures, that includes your background, making sure that you color in your entire design. If you use your sketchbook, that's great. Make sure that you use markers with this. I don't want to see any crayons, I don't want to see watercolors, I don't want to see any colored pencils. If you're using your sketchbook on your iPad, that is okay. Please make sure that you color that in just as if you were using markers, making sure you don't have any white spaces or any spaces outside. And that's my biggest thing that I want to tell you guys today. Since everybody should have two figures and everybody should have a background, I really want you guys to make sure that you have every single thing colored in. If you have any questions, please make sure to tell me. It might take you guys a couple of days to do that, and that's totally okay. Make sure that you get this all figured out before we turn this in, all right? I hope that you guys are doing well, and I hope I get to see you all soon. Bye, friends.